Hello, and welcome to A Word of Hope. Today is July 16th, Wednesday of the 15th week of Ordinary Time. And here we are in the middle of summer. It's hard to believe summer's going so fast, but it is. Today's gospel, a very short little gospel, on first glance, for anyone like myself who has spent some years studying theology, might find it a little off-putting, because Jesus is telling us that the knowledge of the Father, which comes through him, is more available to the childlike than those who are scholars and people of wisdom. And so you might say, well, why did I waste my time doing this? But I think that's kind of a superficial reading. What I think Jesus is really getting at is a type of knowledge. If we look at children, they don't have book knowledge or academic knowledge, if you will. They have personal knowledge. When you ask them about their grandparents, those people are real to them, and they know that grandma and grandpa live in a cottage by a lake, and grandpa takes me fishing. That kind of knowledge. So what I believe the gospel is calling us today is to enter into kind of a personal knowledge of Jesus through our experiences. The reason Jesus comes into the world is, if you will, is to make God concrete or flesh and blood for us, that he's more tangible and reachable to us. So it's important that we hear his words, we know his story, and recall that in our lives. And that's the childlikeness that we all need. St. Thomas Aquinas, who is considered one of the greatest Catholic thinkers in history, often referred to his writings as humble attempts at understanding God through books. But yet he had this personal experience of God, which energized him and overflowed into his endeavors to teach and preach. And we too, we should seek God in a very personal way. And as we do that through listening and quiet and prayer, we come to know him more as a person. And so in that sense, we are to become childlike so that we can encounter Jesus, and through Jesus, to know the Father. So today, let us think of Jesus in this very personal way so that we too can be transformed into his disciples more fully.